Hello and welcome back to Factorio, and as I did in the first episode, I will quickly just say, if you like this video, consider giving it a like. If you didn't, then dislike by all means. Subscribe if you want to know when I release my next video. Do not forget to comment if you have something you want to ask or say. If you want to know when I release a whole new series, then consider checking my Twitter. If you like supporting the channel, then head over to my Patreon page and check it out. And both these links can be found in the description below or on the channel's About page. And as always, a playlist link can be found in the description below as well. And with that out of the way, we will make sure to get some science, and we will do red science, but first we are going to, let's see here, we want automation is a thing we do want. Military, this is why I in the settings said I wanted a research queue, because I want to be able to queue them up and then just put in the science, and then I can go back and put more into the queue. And this way I can also talk about why I'm doing it in the order I'm doing it. For example, automation, we want to automate stuff as early as possible. So we need assembly machines, one, and long-handed inserters is a nice addition. We have natives, so we need guns and weapons to defend ourselves. That's why this one is number 2. Number 3 is actually going to be turrets, because we need even more guns. Mobile guns, or rather stationary guns we can move, to be something we put up. And next thing is logistics, because we need to be able to make as much spaghetti and a mess as we possibly can in the beginning, so that's why this is required. Not really, but I'll show you why when we get it. We want steel, and then as a nice addition, I would say stone walls. That's a good one. So with that out of the way, we are going to, let's see, let's check how much do we need to make. We need 10, 20, 30, 50, 110. So 110, we could just do a shift click and do 150, and it will take a lot of time to get it done, but it will be done at some point. So let's just pick up a bit more resources. We could do, yeah, I'm gonna put this one down like that. Let's expand this one later on. I'm gonna do a bit of exploring here, because we do have slightly more copper up here, right here. And yeah, we can look at the minimap. We can press M to get this. We can get more information as well, but whatever. The radar will discover chunks of the map. Very slowly, but surely. It does have a maximum radius it can explore, so you will need to make more of them or move them. So something to be aware of. And they do require power, so you have to run a power line out to them. Oh, fighters! Already, that's kind of close. Thankfully these are not that strong, but it goes to show we need to put up defenses quickly. So let's run back. With that, we will need to... We really do need to get things up and running. And we should probably start to make more advanced smelter areas, like making a lot more copper and iron and making it with electricity rather than the burner mining drills. They are really inefficient, so we do have, let's put in 20. Yeah, and there's a lot of science we're gonna have to make, so the only one which we don't need to care about is the space science pack, but automation pack, logistics science pack, chemical science pack, military science pack, production science pack, and utility science pack is all necessary to reach the rockets and make the rockets. So we only have one lab doing the work. If we had more labs with science packs in them, it would go faster. For example, if we had one more, we would double the speed. So we are going to set up a science area to make the science. There are a few things which I'm not going to build messy just for the sake of it. I'm not going to build, for example, the different areas I won't build messy. It's just going to be a mess of where they are in relation to each other, and then we are going to have to make it work. I'm just going to pick a place and then it's going to stay there unless I move it. In this game, you're gonna have to come to terms with everything is temporary. Nothing is set in stone where it's put down. So, for example, this, we might have to move it. This might not be the best place for it. So let's look here. I'm wondering where I'm going to go. I am the kind of person who builds a bus. I will explain later on what it is for those that don't know. But I will do it. It's basically a convenience thing. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. It's just a lot more convenient when you build stuff. It's a bit more organized and easy to keep track of where stuff are and what's going to where, and yeah. But absolutely not a requirement of any kind. Put in 30 more. Yeah, and we have the this now. We have the assembly machine tech. We don't have the military stuff yet. I'm going to queue up 4 of the assembly machines. We are going to need a few of them to make a few basic things. I will need more electric mining drills, so I will make 10 of those. I will need a lot more, but we'll start with 10. Am I going to put the science packs at the end now? I cancel them and then redo them? No, I'm not going to do that. So let's talk about this. We have a map. We can look at this, we can move around and stuff. If we zoom in far enough where there's this light triangle, like this light and lit up square, if we zoom in here, we can see stuff. If we, however, in this dark area do it, it get this War of the Ants effect, basically. If we do this, like, we can see where the border is. And this is the difference. Here you can see, here you can't see. This red is where the pollution is. Every single thing, if we look here, on this, mouse over, it says pollution, 12 a minute. Look at this, 2 a minute, 10 a minute, 30 a minute. And the steam engines don't produce any pollution on their own, but yeah, the boiler produces a lot of pollution, and this red is where the pollution is. Now I can turn it off if I don't want to see it, but I'm probably gonna have it on at all times. I can see where turrets, like how big of an area turrets are. I can turn on play names there. I'm gonna keep mine off because I'm alone, I don't need it. This little blip here is me anyway, so train stop names. If we had any train stations, we could toggle this on to see all the names on the map, or we can turn it off. Electric networks. Where we have power poles, we will get a blue line like this everywhere, and it's an easy way to see if everything is connected with power poles or not. And then we have logistics network, which I will need to explain later, because it's something which we don't have right now and it's hard to explain without having it. So you can show firsthand what it actually does and what it is. And yeah, we can see over here, we can see the biters. This is not an updated view of them. They could have moved. If this was the enemies just moving and running somewhere, this bit would still be here even if they actually wasn't there. So this area isn't updated. I have to run out there, or we need a radar to update the area. And the radars aren't really that fast at scanning a sector. Takes quite a while before it's updating a sector. And the sector isn't like a super big square, it's like one little bit of a tile here. It's not much, and it's doing one at a time, so you might need a lot of radars to update quick enough. I would recommend something going to do a quick, just to display. You would probably need something like this. Like this to do it fast enough. Now they wouldn't reach super far, but they would do it 4 times as quick, because they do 1 sector each and there's 4 of them, so the speed is 4 times. But the electricity, the amount of electricity you're gonna need is 4 times as well, so And radars cause a lot of pollution, and yeah, they are generally not something you want too much of. At least not in the beginning. We are getting close to having done all the science packs here. I'm probably going to call it a red science because the flask is red, so just a heads up, if I say red science, green science, blue science, gray science, purple, yellow, white, yeah, it's the different science packs. Based on what the color is. So I would say the names are actually really good because they represent what kind of tech they are used for. Sorry. So I would say the names are actually quite good and just much easier to refer to them by the color. So yeah, I'm going to tear this up. Like that. Probably way more coal than I'm going to need, at the moment at least. And nearly done. Yeah, it's on logistics. We will queue up one submachine gun. If we look down here while this is going, we almost done with one more logistic with a yeah, there. If we look here, down in the right corner of the screen, we can see we have a pistol and 10 firearm magazines. So these ones are things you start the game with. The pistol is absolute trash. You should throw it away as soon as you have a submachine gun. The shotgun isn't good, so I would recommend getting a submachine gun rather than getting a shotgun. So, but a pistol is something you should keep on yourself until you have a submachine gun, but once you have it, the pistol is just useless. Then you have armor, an armor slot, and yeah, we should make one, make an armor for piece of armor. So I'm gonna put those 10 in there, and once these two are built, they will auto-equip. I'm going to put my pistol over here, and once the submachine gun is done, it will get put into the first slot where the magazines are. If we have the pistol here, we'll get to the number 2, and then you're just gonna have to switch them around by clicking on them. Click and then click somewhere else, and the armor will go into the armor slot if it's empty. If it's not empty, you would just go into your inventory, click on it and put it into it. But yeah, a pistol can't be used as armor, so we can't put that in there. Pity. It's a pity, but we will need more electric miner drills. We need a bit more copper and iron, like that. Right, we have the boiler. We should expand the electricity for when I start doing a lot of it. It will be good thing. Right, we need, before I do, I will queue up one of those, and boom, boom. Yeah, and this is just an easy setup. It's not required to do exactly like this. However, I'm going to say this. One boiler can support 2 steam engines. Now, all of the information needed to calculate this is in the game, if you know where to look. And basically what it is the speed, the pumping speed and the heating speed determine how many boilers can be filled with water and how quickly each and every boiler can produce steam, which then can be used for the steam engines. If I put the 3rd steam engine over here, it would get a trickle of it. The problem is all 3 of them would try to equalize the amount of steam in them, so they would not run as efficiently as they could. So 1 boiler, 2 steam engines. I will show you later on when we need it, the complete how many boilers and steam engines one offshore pump can supply. But for now, we are going to just let it be like this. And yeah, I do have a blueprint for all of this, but yeah, I'm not, as I said in the first episode, I'm not allowing myself to use any blueprints like that, just out of nowhere. Probably going to need more coal, not a lot more, like ton more of it, but some. I'm going to remove these because now we want to rebuild. Thankfully, we do have a bunch of iron plates and probably enough copper. One thing to be aware of is make sure you have a lot of iron plates and at least 100 to 300 copper plates. And a bunch of stone. We are going to need a bunch of stone. Probably should have got a lot more stone, but whatever. We could start without getting like a massive amount. We are going to make more electric miners. Might need a bit more. There is the... I'm probably just going to do this one, and I don't have enough. There we go. Put these ones down later on. Then we can do this. It's too much. There we go. I'm clearing it by shift right clicking, so yeah, the reason why I said this is a game you want to go into the settings and check the controls is because there's a bunch of controls you can use if you know them. So, and we have stone here as well, which could be useful. But before we do anything, I'm gonna have to decide where I'm going to put my stone furnaces. I'm gonna put them down there. And yeah, if you wonder how to put something on your like hot bar or quick bar, whatever you want to call it, you press E to get to your inventory. Nothing gets auto placed into the quick bar, so by pressing E and having your inventory, you click on whatever it is you want to put onto a quick bar down here. So let's say, for example, coal. I want, without having to go into this, be able to select coal. And if we then click on it and then drag our mouse without holding or anything, and then click there, and we now have one where it says coal. Now I don't want this one to be here, so I'm going to middle mouse click on it, and boom, it's cleared. So now I'm going to, this is something which you also might want to know, is if you hold your mouse over an entity and press Q, you basically pick up and place it in your hand, whatever item it is you're mousing over. If you have it, you then select it and can use it to put down new stuff. It doesn't create what you don't have, but yeah, it's very convenient when you like don't want to go down here and see where it is, or go into your inventory to find it, and just press Q on whatever it is right in front of you, and boom, there it is. We need 3 more. 3, there we go. Now, where do we want to put our stone furnaces? I'm probably going to say out here. And for this, I'm going to turn off autofill, because I don't want to fill these with coal or wood or whatever. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 4 more, like this. So we have 24, and there's a reason why I have chosen 24. You'll see. Now, this is something which... This is a setup I could have used a blueprint for, but I don't want... As I said, I'm not going to use blueprints. I need a bunch of bells. I'm actually going to have to put... I'm actually going to have to put down... like this, and I need more iron, so I'm gonna have to put down a... Yeah, I'm good. As I said, I'm not gonna use blueprints. This is a setup where you have a bunch of furnaces in a row, and then you input on the outer sides and the output in the middle, and the middle just goes out to wherever you want it. This is a very common setup. I'm going to use it because it's a very good one. So, not necessarily because you have to use it. I like it, so I'm going to use it, but as a restriction, I'm gonna have to build it myself. We do want a bit more like this. We want a supply of iron and copper at the very least while we build it. Probably gonna have to do one more. Yeah, I tried to press Q on the stone furnace, or rather I did, and it didn't work because I didn't have any stone furnaces. So you're gonna have to have the item if you want to pick it. But with that, we are on the end of the episode, and we are coming along. The science is running, it's actually done. So I'm going to quickly, so while I'm talking, doing a bit of lights, whatever. We have electricity, we have science, we have a radar exploring, we have automated the coal production for the electricity, so the electricity probably won't run out until the coal is gone. And we are setting up our bigger, better smelting area where we are going to make a bunch of iron and copper so we can start automating science, for example. But with that, thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.